Time to turn the desk over to Jack for our first look at sports. Jack, and we're talking a little bit of hockey here, but not the Bobcats. We're actually talking about the
Border Kings. Border Kings, and you know what? They're having a good start to the season, looking to keep that rolling this weekend as they have 2 games on tap. And we start off with some AAA senior men's hockey action where on paper the Lloydminster Border Kings have a pretty good weekend ahead of them. They're playing back-to-back games against the Innisfil Eagles, a team that hasn't won yet this season. We pick this one up 1-1 halfway through the first. Logan Isley goes tic-tac with Travis Clayton. One-timer. That puts the Border Kings up 2-1, and they'll keep it coming. Kings break into the zone here. Logan Pashniak tees it up, and the puck just gets by the tender. 3-1 Border Kings, and they keep bringing the heat. Last time I checked, it was 5-1 Border Kings. Now, these 2 teams square off again tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Civic Center. Turning our attention to the AJHL now, where last night the Lloydminster Bobcats took on a very tough team in the Fort McMurray Oil Barons. Last time these 2 teams met, the Barons handed the Cats a 5-2 loss. So the Bobcats, they're looking for a little bit of revenge, this time on the road. Lloydminster trailed 1-0 heading into the second, and the Barons added another marker just minutes into the middle frame. But then the Bobcats clawed their way back in it. 5 minutes into the second, Josh Atkinson racked up a power play goal. Then Topher Flanagan tied things up at 2 with his 10th of the season. This one went all the way to a shootout with Lyndon Lewis of the Bobcats picking up the only goal. So the Cats come from behind to win this one with a final of 3-2. They get right back at it again tonight as the Bobcats will be looking to make up even more ground in the standings. Puck drop for this one is at 8 o'clock out in Fort McMurray. Elsewhere, the AJ Bonnyville Pontiacs are set to go against the St. Albert Steel. Bonnyville will be looking to get back in the win column after losing Wednesday's battle to the Bobcats. The Ponts currently sit in 3rd in the North standings. All right, well, there was a marquee Junior B matchup last night in the Border City. The second-place Lloydminster Bandits hosted their arch rivals, the first-place Cold Lake Ice. This was their first time that the 2 teams met this season, and it was the Bandits taking this high-scoring affair 5-4. With the victory, the Bandits closed the gap between the 2 teams to only 4 points, and they'll be looking to keep their momentum rolling tonight as the Wainwright Bisons are in town. The Bisons, they'll be hungry for a win, as they've lost their last 2 games. High school football provincials started today with the semi-final matchups, and boy oh boy, there were some high-scoring games. We'll start with the Wheatland football champs, the Holy Rosary Raiders. It wasn't quite the result these young men were looking for, though, as they lost a close one, 31-21 to the West Central Rebels. Elsewhere in the Tier 2 semis, the always dangerous Austin O'Brien Crusaders crushed the Bonnyville Voyageurs 47-8. Elsewhere, the Stettler Wildcats punched their ticket to the Tier 3 finals by handing the Cold Lake Royals a 20-14 loss. Turning our attention now back to minor hockey, and there was a slew of games going on. We start with midget AAA Baker Hughes Bobcats. They had a tough task there as they're taking on the Calgary Flames, who are first place in the South standings. And then the Bobcats are going to be playing again tomorrow, this time against the Calgary North Stars, who are sitting in 2nd place in the South right now. To midget AAA hockey now, the Lloydminster Universal Heat were hosting the Red Deer Rebels squad today, and man oh man, it was a blowout. The Heat handled them with ease, blanking them 5-0. Big win for the Heat there. Tomorrow they will head to Edmonton in what should be a great battle against a very talented Canadian athletic squad. That one starts in the afternoon. Women's hockey now, the PWM Steelers were set to take on the last place Sherwood Park Fury today, and then they will finish off their homestand tomorrow against the Spruce Grove Saints. Taking a look at the Bantam division now for the women, Lloydminster Europump Ice Cats were on the road right now in southern Alberta for their 2-game series against the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Now, they're in last place, so these are big points for the Ice Cats to pick up. They'll wrap up that series with another game on Sunday. And after a disappointing weekend, the Lakeland Rustlers volleyball teams were looking to get right back on track with their road trip down to Mount Royal University in Calgary. Starting with the women, they lost a very close one on Friday, 3-2. And then today, they dropped their game in straight sets. Now, didn't get any easier for the men. They lost their first game to the Cougars 3-1. And today, it was another 3-0 loss for the Rustlers. Both teams will take a week off, and then it's off to Edmonton to take on the Grant MacEwan Griffins. And that's all the time I have for sports. Stay tuned. There's more coming up in Newcap News.